Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a pregnancy update. I've fallen a little behind, so this week we're gonna be going over 3 weeks rather than 2, weeks 17 through 19. And I'm gonna be real with you. I had a great plan. Today I was gonna get full glam. Jordan and I were gonna go out and shoot some content. I was gonna come home and knock out a ton of YouTube videos that I needed to do. And as you can see, that did not happen. Jordan woke up feeling sick today, so I have just been kind of hanging around the house, cleaning, disinfecting, doing laundry, all of that. And I was like, you know what, I have time. I might as well film something. So I'm coming to you with this pregnancy update a little more real, shall we say, today. Not super fancy. I do have my new Warby Parker glasses on though. Super excited about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so 17 weeks, baby was as large as a large onion, 5 inches and 5 ounces, according to my app. So I weighed in up about 5 pounds that week, 3 to 5, because I think I told you guys all first trimester I was up and down the same 2 pounds. So yeah, by week 17 I'd gone up 3 to 5 pounds depending on where you count the start from. I was noticing more movement in my stomach, but the best way to describe it is the Winnie the Pooh, a rumbly in my tumbly. That's what it felt like. That is what baby's movements felt like during week 17. And so it was just almost an unsettled feeling. It was just something is going on, something is moving. It just felt unsettled. That's the best way I could describe it. But it would just come in spurts, so I could tell it was when the baby was moving. This was the first week I had a new symptom pop up, which was heartburn. If you follow me on Instagram, I told you guys one of the first few days it was happening. I was I knew this was a pregnancy symptom, but it didn't hit me till now. Asked for natural remedies. You guys gave me all kinds. A lot of you recommended Tums. So we have some Tums downstairs for whenever it hits. I've had it really randomly though. When it first started, I think I had it one night, the next morning, and then the following night. But now it just comes and goes maybe once or twice a week. It's not usually very strong. It's just, that light burning followed by some acid reflux, and then it's over. So it really hasn't been terrible, but that was something that was new. The nasal congestion, especially in the morning, continued through week 17. The main thing that happened during week 17 that I wanted to talk about was I actually got my flu shot. So I know in the days of COVID, talking about different shots and vaccines is super polarizing, but this is just your normal run-of-the-mill flu shot. I will say in my entire life, I'd never gotten the flu shot before, and I'd gotten the flu once in 8th grade on Halloween. It was the last year I was gonna go trick-or-treating, because after that I was I'm too old, so I missed out my last year trick-or-treating. Anyways, so I've only had the flu once, and it wasn't that terrible. So I just have never felt the need to get the flu shot. But my doctor did tell me that during pregnancy, you can get the flu, your flu symptoms are generally worse. Your body doesn't fight it as well because your immune system is not working at its highest because it's a little busy, taking care of the baby and things. So I took it to some of my friends that I know that are moms that have kind of the same thoughts as I do, wanting to be natural, but also make good medical decisions. And so I asked all of their advice, oh, is the flu shot a normal thing? Is that something that everyone does? Is that something that you did? And all of them came back to me and were yes, with every pregnancy, I've always gotten the flu shot, regardless of when my due date was or whatever. It's just, basically commonplace. Everyone does it. So went in, got the shot, and really it was so quick and painless. It was shockingly easy. Of course, my arm was numb afterwards, so I had to do the trick where you rub it to, I don't know if it actually works to help release it throughout more than just that muscle, but it just helped my shoulder muscle to not hurt so bad. I did have a headache for like 2 or 3 days after that. And I had stayed home for the most part because it was like once you get your flu shot, like it can lower your immune system even more for a couple days and then you're better. So I mean, I work from home all the time. I'm not going out and about anyways. So I spent like 48 hours straight, like just at home, just trying to be extra careful. But I still had a headache for like 2 to 3 days. So I don't know if that's like how my body responded to the flu shot or if that was like a total fluke that those two things lined up together. I also know headaches can be a pregnancy symptom. So maybe it was just a pregnancy symptom, whatever. But that was the most eventful thing of week 17. Week 18, I will tell you, these vegetable references are getting so confusing. Week 18, baby is as big as a cucumber, 5.5 inches long, 5 to 6.5 ounces. But cucumbers come in so many different sizes. There's like the mini cucumbers, there's like a medium-sized cucumber, then there's like a cucumber that you grow in your garden that is like ginormous. Like how big of a cucumber are we talking? But during week 18, I did not gain any more weight. I was still about 3 to 5 pounds up from where I started. Again, heartburn continued. This was the first week that I had not necessarily strangers like at the grocery store, but I mentioned before we live in a duplex, so our like duplex neighbors on the other side here, they have 2 kids, and me and her were walking from our cars to the house at the same time one day, and we don't know each other very well. It's just like, you know, wave as you go by kind of thing. But she comes up to me and she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And just the way she phrased it, I was like, oh, I know exactly what she's going to ask, because I was wearing like a more fitted shirt that day. The bump was kind of showing. And so I knew what was coming. So I was like, oh, of course. And she's like, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, yes. So then we talked about it for a little bit. She was so excited. She's so sweet. Yeah, so that was like the first person that didn't know that asked if I was pregnant just because of the bump. So that was really exciting for me, because prior to that, I had had people, like the rare times I'd go into the office, like a couple people noticed, but only because they already knew. Like if they hadn't known, they probably wouldn't have thought anything of it. During week 18, I felt like my chest was really sore, which I feel like usually that's more of like an early on symptom, which I didn't have too terribly much, but during week 18, I definitely felt that come back, which makes sense. I'll get to why the following week. Also noticed some more breakouts this week, which is never fun, but you know, it is what it is. I did a lot of different things during week 18. So I did a thrift haul, which I think I've shown you guys some of the things I've thrifted so far for baby. Again, I'm doing mostly clothing right now, just like new with tags or like very gently used, just because building someone's wardrobe from the ground up, you're going to be buying a lot of items. A lot of them are going to get, you know, pooped on, spit up on, like you need options for that reason. And so I've been trying to slowly start baby's wardrobe through thrifting. So I did a really fun thrifting haul. I recorded some of it, but then I decided I think I'm just gonna wait until the not the very end of pregnancy, but later on, once I kind of have like the nursery set up and the full wardrobe done, and just show you all the things that I thrifted for baby and just do like one big thrift haul video. So let me know if you're looking forward to that. Oh, I also found a couple pairs of maternity jeans during that thrifting day. I was not planning to get jeans for myself, but walking past the baby section to the register, I walked past the maternity section and a couple caught my eye. I think I got one that's motherhood maternity and one that's Old Navy. One of them is like a little too tight. The tag on the back just said small, but then once I got it home and tried on, there was a tag on the side that said size 2. And I used to be a 2, but now I'm closer to a 4. And so they're just like a little bit too tight. I don't remember which brand that is. So I have 2 pairs. I'm wearing one of them far more than the others on those occasional days I'm not wearing leggings. This is also the week I discovered hypnobirthing. Before you think I'm a total hippie, because I told Jordan about this and he's like, what is that? You like get hypnotized so you don't think labor hurts or something? And that is not it. It's more of like, I would say a meditation technique, So you can do it a couple different ways. Like you can do it just in preparation for birth, like when you're laying in bed or in the bath. You can just turn on like a hypnobirthing session and it will have you like visualize your birth going the way that you plan if you're someone who's like big into visualization. You can also, there are certain techniques that you can do to like help you through labor with different like breathing techniques that kind of go along with the hypnobirthing process, and just kind of educating yourself of the different stages of labor. I specifically found this through the Built to Birth YouTube channel, and I can link that down below. I forget how I got turned on to her, but I found her channel and started doing some of that stuff because I am going for a natural labor and I will try anything. So I actually had a super early anatomy scan. A lot of people don't get their anatomy scan done until 20 weeks, but I actually Googled because my OB told me to go during week 18 and I thought that was strange. But I guess anatomy scans happen anytime between week 18 and week 22 of your pregnancy. So I did my anatomy scan at 18 weeks and 5 days. And so I went in, you spend like a whole hour and they just like look at every part of baby. And it was so much fun. Like when they have the ultrasound up on that screen, the baby looks huge, which is so funny because I know at 18 weeks it's still pretty tiny, but it's just crazy. It like looks like a full human, because it is, but it's just so different than the 10-week anatomy or the 10-week scan when it's just like a little bean. It was really cool. So spent an hour doing that. The only downside, which I think I mentioned if you watched, we're going a little out of order, but if you watched the Old Wives' Tales gender prediction video that just went up last week, at the anatomy scan, baby had its legs crossed, like super, super tight, so we could not tell the gender, which we didn't want to find out that day, but we were hoping that they could just like put it in an envelope for us so that we could give it to the person planning the party, and baby was not gonna let that happen. So also at the anatomy scan, I don't know if you're like me, I heard the nurse or the sonographer use the word breech, and I had a minor heart attack because the only time I've heard someone mention like your baby is breech is like when it happens later on in pregnancy and then you're forced to have a C-section. I'm terrified of having a C-section, so I was terrified when she used the word breech, but the baby's still so small. She's like, no, like baby flipped like 3 times during this ultrasound. It's just she's started head up, ended head down, something like that. So she was just mentioning that like baby was moving around a lot. Anyways, had the anatomy scan and everything went great, got some photos out of that, and then yeah, I think that was it for week 18. Moving on to week 19, we did go up a couple pounds, so we're now up like 4 to 6 pounds in pregnancy. Okay, week 19, baby was the size of a mango. Again, I feel like that's smaller than a cucumber, but whatever. 6 inches and 8 ounces. And this is the first week I noticed stretch marks. So I did not think I was gonna be getting any stretch marks. I know, very whatever of me, but my mom didn't get stretch marks, and I've been using cocoa butter religiously after every shower since the beginning. But regardless, it's fine. I'm not too concerned about it because they're actually like on my chest, like kind of on the side here, where like literally no one's gonna see those. Like they will be covered even if I was in a bikini. So not a big deal, but like I mentioned, my chest was super sensitive the previous week. So I think they just went through like another growth spurt and my skin was just like, okay, calm it down. So I did get my first stretch marks, but where they're at, not too worried about it. I did notice my belly was itching a lot more, and my belly button started feeling tight. So I actually had noticed in my app, I think it said around 20 weeks is how early some people notice like their innie becoming an outie, which seems so early to me, but I don't think we're far off because I made the terrible decision at 18 to get my belly button pierced. I say it was a terrible decision because number one, I passed out, I can't do needles, but also I ended up taking it out about 4 years later because I was like, I don't like drawing attention to that part of my body. Why did I put a ring there? And so I took it out. Anyways, didn't have it for very long, but it refused to close up. So I still have that. And so it's like the skin that goes over where the belly button piercing was is stretched so tight, it feels weird. And I literally Googled like, can a belly button piercing like rip open from your belly growing? I didn't get a like distinct answer. I guess we'll find out. I really hope not. But yeah, belly had been itching a lot more. My belly button was stretching out a lot more. So I definitely think that Innie's gonna become an outie any day now. I had the follow-up appointment to my anatomy scan during week 19, which I have so many feelings about this appointment. And it kind of leads into another video, which I'm gonna do on like my whole birth plan where I'm delivering all of that. But this was my last appointment with my OB's office. And so I went in there just from talking to friends. I had heard from a lot of people like, oh, your appointment after the anatomy scan, they go over everything with you. You find out what percentile the baby's in, all kinds of stuff. I was so excited. And so I go to my appointment and my OB walks in and it's like, all right, got your scan back. Everything looks great. What questions do you have? And I was like, is that all? Is that all the information I get? Like, what percentile? Like, how are things looking? Like, tell me more. So I had to ask like specific questions to get any information out of her, which was really frustrating. This was also the same appointment that she asked if I had any new symptoms. I had last been in, I think, at like 14 weeks. And so I was like, okay, well, one new symptom is heartburn. And before I could even say anything further, she's writing me a prescription for heartburn medication. And I'm like, hold up, it's happening a couple times a week and it's fine. Like, can I drink milk? Like, take Tums? Is that fine? She's like, oh, yeah, you could do that. Why are we writing prescriptions for things that don't require prescriptions? Anyways, that's a whole nother thing. So that appointment, I left just like really frustrated. And then the front desk lady was like, oh yeah, you're gonna need to pay like $350 today because around 5 months is when we start like prorate charging you for your labor and delivery, so you don't have to pay it all at once. And I was like, number one, no one told me that. Number two, I'm still trying to figure out where and how I'm gonna deliver. So number three, I'm not giving you $350 today. So it was just all in all, like not the follow-up appointment I was hoping for. Didn't really get any information and was just like really frustrated. So that's a terrible way to end, but that was like the last week 19 update. Literally same day, right after that appointment, I like packed up and went to the airport to fly back home to Idaho to go to a wedding. It was beautiful and fall is my favorite. So it really was a great week. I actually got to be home with my parents when I hit 20 weeks, which is just a really fun milestone. I had last seen them at 10 weeks, so this was their first time seeing me with like any sort of bump, and that was really exciting. So yeah, 19 weeks was a good week. I just had a frustrating appointment. But yeah, that gets you guys kind of up to date. Weeks 20 through 22, stay tuned because they were extremely eventful. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. And I'm gonna get back to cleaning the house, being productive. Please let me know in the comments below what brought you to this video. Have you been following my journey all along? If so, thank you so much for following along. If you found this video because you are also in your 17, 18, 19 weeks of pregnancy, that is awesome. Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss, due dates and all those fun things. So make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying following along with these pregnancy updates. I have so many fun videos coming up. Next weekend, I believe Jordan will be out of town, so I am planning to just like get full glam and knock out a ton of YouTube videos since I didn't get to do it today. But I have my birth plan, where I'm gonna deliver, hospital versus birth center. I have my week 20 to 22 update. I have a really exciting partnership try-on with a maternity brand. That's all I can tell you for now. But yeah, just some really, really fun stuff coming your way soon. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.